Hi there, welcome to Hivo. In this video, we'll learn how to write JSONPath expressions for a REST API source. When Hivo calls your source API, the response is returned in JSON format. This response can contain nested objects, arrays, metadata, and pagination details. However, for replication, Hivo must extract a specific JSON array that contains the actual records. JSONPath expression helps you point to that exact location in the response. For a REST API source, the JSONPath added in the data root field must always return a list or an array of objects. Let's look at how to write a JSONPath expression. Every JSONPath expression begins with the dollar symbol, which represents the root of the JSON document. For example, consider this sample response returned by an API endpoint. The response is an array of objects, where each represents a post and contains fields such as user ID, title, and body. Since the response itself is an array at the root level, to select all records, you write $ and in brackets, star. This expression tells Hivo to select every element in the root array. In this case, it selects all posts returned by the API. If you want to select specific records, for example the first, fourth, and fifth posts, you can add their positions or indices inside the same bracket. In this case, you write $, followed by the indices 0, 3, and 4 inside brackets. Note that indices start from 0. So the first record has index 0, and the fifth record has index 4. This returns an array of only the posts at those positions. You can also select a range of records by specifying indices separated by a colon in the middle. $0:5 selects posts from index 0 up to index 5. And 3 selects the first 3 posts. -2 and colon selects the last 2 posts in the response. Now let's look at how to filter records based on specific conditions in the response. Suppose you only want posts created by a specific user. Since each object contains a user ID field, you can filter posts only by a specific user using the equation on screen. The question mark indicates that a filter condition is being applied. Inside the parentheses, you define the rule that each record must satisfy. The @ symbol refers to the current object being evaluated. In this case, only posts where user ID equals 1 are selected. You can use comparison operators inside filters to define your conditions. For example, =sign checks whether 2 values are equal. You can use not equal sign to check if values are not equal. For numeric comparisons, you can use operators like less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to conditions. You can also combine multiple conditions in a single filter. For example, use AND when both conditions must be true. Use OR when at least one of the conditions must be true. For example, you could filter posts where the user ID equals 1 and the ID is greater than 5. Important point to note is that if the expression returns a single value, such as a title string, instead of a list of objects, Hivo displays an error. After entering your JSONPath in the data root field, click Check Parsed Response. Hivo evaluates the expression and displays the parsed view. This shows exactly what will be ingested during a pipeline run. To learn more or explore other features in Hivo, visit docs.hivodata.com. Thanks for watching.